Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Vanguard. Y'all asked for it, I deliver. That's the way this works. So, this one is not actually about the Vanguard. I know, you guys asked for me to jump in the Vanguard, I jump in the Vanguard and I get something that's so incredibly stupid that it can only be shown on my channel, right? Like, this is just the way it goes. I am the worst freaking RNG on the planet for getting, like, the dumbest crap happen to me. And I know, it's not all RNG, it just so happens that the dumbest stuff always seems to happen in my games. I don't know. But we're about to demonstrate perfectly why Will to Rebuild is the most broken bullcrap skill in the game. We're about to demonstrate it perfectly for you guys. Okay? So, get ready, because I'm heated. Alright? This has royally pissed me off for so freaking long. Alright? Why do you care about it so much, Spartan? You're a battleship main. You should love Will to Rebuild. Oh yeah, Will to Rebuild's great. It's lovely having unkillable ships on the enemy team or on your team. It's fantastic. It definitely delivers the balance of the game. Now right off here, right off the bat, I spot a Massachusetts. I'm like, alright, I'll take this shot. And that's when the Republic comes around the corner. Now, if you guys know the Vanguard, it's not the best turning ship in the world, and Republic has high-velocity 17-inch guns. We're actually lucky that we don't get outright removed here. We get a fire on the Massachusetts right off the bat. We go ahead and fire our guns at the Republic. Republic's getting ready to go behind the island, and in our first salvo of HE, we get a fire on him. Now, most people don't damage con single fires unless they know they're not going to get hit with another fire in the near future. Now, this Republic is behind an island. He's got nothing to fear because my Wichita over here is sitting in the open just spamming HE at them and basically just begging for it. So they reach out and they smash him right in the mouth. He's not going to survive 3 minutes into the match. And my destroyer is going to actually reach out and touch these guys. You can see he's still burning currently. So we're doing okay. We go ahead, we try to lob the island on the other side of this for him, and that's going to set a double fire. Or it's going to set a second fire. And so this guy's going to go ahead and rightfully so use a damage con, which is a little suspect just due to the fact that one of his fires was probably about to go out. He let it burn for a long time. So getting that second fire, he's now opening himself up to getting torpedoed by my destroyer and taking a perma-flood, which is exactly what happens. Okay? Now, keep this in mind. He not only is going to have a perma-flood, but we are going to set a double fire on top of the perma-flood. So he's going to have a flood and two fires going at the exact same time. I kid you not. It is that stupid. And guess what? He's going to survive. Why? Because he's a zombie ship that can't be killed. Why? Because he just stays next to his teammate. Is he doing anything impressive for his team? No. Right there's the flood. And we're about to be loaded. You can see his health ticking away because of the perma-flood. We take a shot, front guns only. We're going to get a double fire, which is God roll for front guns. Like, that is literally best RNG you can get, right? So we get the double fire. We hit a superstructure, we set a double fire. So now he's got a flood and a double fire, both permanent, and at least until he gets a damage con here in about a minute or so. But look at what he's doing. He's not playing well. We've already showcased he's not playing well. This is not a player that's done an amazing job, okay? This is a player that is going to abuse Will to Rebuild to survive for the rest of the match, despite the amount of damage that I'm able to do to him, despite the amount of freaking fires that I set on him, they're going to survive. They've already killed my fire-starting pal, and then my destroyer is not going to do much to help me on this side of the match after this. Like, look, okay, he's damage conned, so we reach out to try to set another fire on him. We fire the front guns and rear guns in the direction that he's going to try to get that perma fire again. Because again, he just damage conned, so if we can get a fire or two, we can potentially kill him. The problem is, you can't kill him. Not with fires. You would have to get a quad fire to kill a guy with Will to Rebuild in this game. It's just not going to happen. The Will to Rebuild perk needs a balance. Whether it's reducing the amount of hit points recovered per second, or if it's reducing the overall amount of hit points that you can recover, there has to be some limiting factor to this skill. Because honestly, going up against zombie ships is just stupid, especially as a solo player. Like, there's nothing I can do here. Even if I start attacking the other guys, they're all battleships. They all probably have will to rebuild, so there's no chance that I kill any of these guys. How stupid is that? My only option here is to try to run away from these guys, keep the pressure on them, and then maybe regroup with the rest of my team and try to win the other flank and get help taking these guys out. Because as a solo player, you just can't kill them. Unless you've got torpedoes, you are not going to kill will to rebuild guys. Unless they're stupid and go just flat broadside and you can use AP. That is the only way you do enough damage to a will to rebuild person to kill them. Torpedoes or AP if they go broadside. That's it. You can't shoot their superstructures with AP because eventually the superstructure becomes saturated, and will to rebuild does not restore hit points to superstructures or any other modules, so eventually they do literally become unkillable. And this is the problem with the will to rebuild. So anybody who says that will to rebuild isn't an incredibly broken and overpowered perk is just stupid or lying. That is the only options. You're either stupid because you don't understand the perk, or you're lying because you want the perk to stay broken so that you can continue to abuse it because you don't have the skill to play any other way. Now, does will to rebuild come in handy? Absolutely. Does it always lead to unkillable zombie ships? No, because usually the people that are hitting will to rebuild are not smart enough to keep themselves alive. Like, they just aren't. So they'll do stupid stuff like go broadside on. Well, that's the balancing factor, Spartan. That's the balance. But the problem is, when you have somebody with at least half a brain, they cannot be killed by normal means, especially by any solo player. Unless, of course, like I said, you're in a destroyer and you can hit them with torpedoes, or a cruiser with torpedoes, or a battleship and you just happen to get a broadside on them. That's it. Like, that's the only way they can be killed. And that's the downside of the perk. And there are other perks in the game that I've spoken out against that were just completely broken, and they have balanced perks in the past, like EOP, where, if you guys remember EOP, good God, you want to talk about a toxic perk. Back in the day, before they nerfed the fire chance on EOP, like, you had full fire chance cruisers doing way more damage per salvo because every shell was pinning. So, like, there are changes that can be made to balance the game better and make the game more enjoyable for everybody. There shouldn't be ways for people to become unkillable. We all know this. This is just basic freaking, competitive online gaming at this point. Like, you should not have a way of becoming unkillable. Especially in a ship that is as good as a Republique. Like, the Republique is disgustingly good. We already know this. I've already said that the Republique should be a legendary ship. It should not be a tier 8. It's a tier 10 on PC for a reason. The thing is grizzly freaking good. Like, ridiculously good on console. It either needs a nerf or it needs to be put as a legendary tier and then something else brought as the tier 8. Because it is really, really strong. Those 17-inch high-velocity shells are disgusting. But here you can see we're trying to target the Sumner here. We want to get rid of him. Again, I don't go out without a fight. Like, I'm continuing to try to find a way to win this. Clearly, we're losing. They've got multiple caps. We don't. My teams, you see where they're at, so there's nothing I can do about that. So I'm just trying to support them as best I can. You can see we do have a broadside on this Richelieu. While I could load AP here, honestly, with Big 7, it doesn't really matter if I'm getting this kind of a look on a Richelieu. My HE is going to pen anyway and do good damage, plus have that fire chance. You can see we're doing 6,000, another 4,000, so 10,000 damage plus a fire. He's going to put that fire out, obviously. He's now looking at us as well, so we're going to have to try to turn away here to angle as best we can. And we go ahead and fire again. Now, he takes a hit here from the carrier, and I believe he does take a permaflood there, and then we get a fire on him. He gets a good shot onto us. Again, very dangerous play here in the Vanguard being broadside like this, but at these ranges, I was just hoping that the Richelieu would miss. Clearly, he didn't. But either way, he's burning. He's not long for this world. It's permanent. He's also getting attacked by the carrier and the FDG, so we get the kill there with the fire on the Richelieu. That's the difference between somebody who doesn't have will to rebuild active and somebody who does. It's just you're able to kill them. But, yeah, I'm not trying to sound like I'm complaining and stuff like that, but these are things that have to be pointed out. And I know the developers are saying that they're trying to find a way to balance will to rebuild, and I have no doubt that they will be able to do so. They did it with EOP. Of course, EOP didn't take this long to figure out that it was completely broken. But unfortunately, Republic has the concealment advantage because he hadn't fired his guns, so he catches me broadside, and those 17-inch guns do what they do. We set a double fire on him immediately, and he's going to damage con that, but that leaves him open to being perma-flooded or fired again by our carrier. And, you know, I hate to say it, but our carrier is going to get either a perma-flood or a perma-fire on him with his drops. Like, he is going to get a fire here. I see that he's taking his bombs in there. So, again, the guy is going to be in a situation where he's got a permanent thing because he damage cons, and he's in a position where Will to Rebuild is going to keep him active. Now, our FDG here is at the back of the map. He's conserved all of his hit points. He's got 2 kills, one of which was a no health kill on a destroyer. So I don't know how much or how effective this guy has been on his side. But at the same time, he's firing HE at the Republic. But again, like I've said, the Republic is unkillable because he's right next to his teammates. He's got Will to Rebuild going. And watch his health. Just watch his health. That's all you have to do. There's no way at this point in the match he's still got any heals left. He's already used all of his heals. There's no chance that he has a heal left. And the only thing keeping him alive here is Will to Rebuild again. So this guy has been attacked by multiple people throughout the match and has been able to survive it solely due to the fact that he has Will to Rebuild. That's it. No skill of his own to avoid getting finished off. Look, again, he's down to no health, but does he die to the fires? No. He just stays alive because Will to Rebuild just stays alive and keeps those 17-inch railguns completely and utterly dominating the match. So, you guys tell me. Now, I know that those of us that are out there that actually, you know, can think and breathe at the same time and aren't willing to just sit here and say, oh no, it's not broken at all, are going to agree on this. Will to Rebuild is broken. Whether you're a battleship main or a freaking cruiser main or a destroyer or, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, we can all look at a perk and go, yeah, that's kind of stupid. Kind of like the Go All Out perk. Go All Out is incredibly broken. You should not be able to hit a button and get even more sneaky in a destroyer, especially in a game where destroyers are already incredibly sneaky. Like, you shouldn't be able to gain more concealment on the fly, especially by speeding up. Like, that makes no sense. But, you know, that's another one. You know, these are things that I call out that are just stupid, that we all know are stupid, but the developers, the time it takes them to decide to figure out how they want to change things, just takes too long. Like, they know that there's unbalance, they know it's a problem, yet they just let it go and let it persist until what? Until what? When is the cutoff? When do we finally get a balance where you go, okay, well, you know, this is a problem, you know, ships becoming more sneaky by hitting a button. You know, they fixed it with the cruisers with the EOP. If you choose EOP, now you get a 50% less fire chance. Of course, fire chance in this game is already broken. We already know this. Speaking from the guy that had, what, 14 fires in this game? 11 fires? But we get second on the team. We did everything we could. Again, this was supposed to be a Vanguard showcase, but it ended up being a showcase of just how broken Will to Rebuild is. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from the Battleship mains. There's going to be a lot of guys. I could probably name the people that are going to be upset with me in the comments already. Because you guys know I read all my comments. I always have, always will. But if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.